Good morning, LCI. I'm your host, Will McCoy, and this is the first episode of The Will McCoy Show. Here with me today, we have...
Hello, my name is Jigme Kelsang, and I was the host of the Jigme Kelsang show here on Lci Radio1, but it's great to be back.
So, I figured, what better way to start a first episode of a new show with an interview with the person who started it all. So, yeah, let's get into some questions. So, we have 16 questions today, and a few more sent in by teachers. Shouldn't take us too long. Question 1. What made you want to run a podcast?
Just seeing all these inspiring radio personalities and broadcasting personalities, people like Adam Wilde, people like Steve Dangle, George Strombolopoulos, Sid Seixeiro. Seeing these people on TV is a dream, and you never think that you would go into something that they went into, and it's like you want to be in their shoes and experience what they've gone through, and become maybe a better version than them. It was all the inspiration of celebrities like them, but it's also all thanks to Mr. Murray, who all came up with the foundation and laying that platform for us to express our voices and tell the stories of our lives and share them with people, whether it be here at LCI, in the Lakeshore community, or even worldwide. So it's great. Just running a podcast now, learning so much. I'm growing so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the next part of it is.
Are there any, you just mentioned a few, but are there any specific inspirations that made you want to do this?
I like I mentioned before, people like Adam Wilde and Steve Dangle, because I'm a huge Lee fan, and so like I'm more like into like the sports podcast and stuff like that. So like they really inspired me to get into it, and I did get to interview Steve Dangle, the man himself, one of my idols. I looked up to for so long, and it was a dream to even be talking to him live here at Lci Radio1 as a phone interview. But yeah, definitely those two were the main factors in this.
Well, not to flex, but how did we get the equipment here?
I believe it was all because of the admin staff here at Lakeshore, plus Mr. Jameer also helping out with all the equipment purchases and everything, all the rentals. Thanks to Long and McCoy for hooking us up with some dope equipment. This is great for the school. It's great for you, and it's great for the future generations who are going to come into this studio and make their living out of here. And I'm looking forward to seeing what happens in the near future.
Moving a bit more to content now.
Yeah.
Not. Were there any scrapped ideas or concepts that never made it to fruition that are different from what the actual Jigme Kalsang show ended up being?
Well, I don't believe there were any concepts or anything scrapped. I do believe that a lot of people have told me that even if you don't like one thing or the other, make sure you save everything, because it's like you couldn't make something out of nothing. And I just kept that attitude all year long, and on this radio station here, I made sure I just kept my composure, never gave in, and never gave up. I just kept pushing and pushing until I was proud of what I had done here, and I'm just proud of what it has turned into, and looking forward to what happens next.
What made you want to focus on interviews rather than another podcast format?
Well, I think interviews are a powerful way of engaging the audience and talking about or discussing topics that are relevant to these days now. And I think that expressing our voices is the most important thing. And with the medium of radio, um, it can help a lot with that, and you can reach out to a lot of people very easily, and it's not you're not gonna get popular overnight. It's not gonna come in 24 hours. It's gonna take a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of sleepless nights. Let me tell you that right now. Um, but it will take a lot of like I said, hard work, and as long as you keep uh, your positive attitude every day, um, I guarantee you everything will go to plan as you expected it will.
What made you want to emphasize on politics specifically rather than sports?
Well, I believe again, politics were it struck me because just seeing what happened with the March for Our Lives people, and what they've gone through, and now turning something from a negative thing to a positive thing, and from positive thing to a powerful thing. Um, so now, like they've really created the platform, and uh, they have raised their voices for other people now, um, and so that kind of inspired me to express my voice, and my it was kind of my time to now talk about things that I felt I didn't want to talk about, because that's what people want us to do. They don't want us to talk about things like these, um, because they don't think that we're strong enough. They don't think we're worthy enough. Um, but we are powerful, and when we come together as one voice, as one community, we will make the change. And I'm clearly seeing that right now. Um, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in the federal election that's coming up. And that's something we're talking about in the radio program in Humber. So,
Going to content again, what was your first interview? Like the first one you ever did, episode one?
well, the actual first one was Rain Fisher Kwan, who is the March for Education director, um, and she was director and founder actually. She's such a powerful young woman, speaking up for what's right, um, doing what's right, and also inspiring the youth, and our younger generations now. It's so inspiring, and so that was my first episode actually.
What was it like?
Well, it was pretty inspiring. It was I had a really great discussion with her. Um, she's always willing to do anything for people, um, whether it be doing podcast or even doing a phone call. Um, she's not like any other politician who like always doesn't reply back to your emails or doesn't reply to your phone calls. But she's always willing to pick up anything, even if she's missed a call or something. She'll always call you back. Um, she's that type of person that you can always trust and lean on every time when you need some help or guidance in some tough situations. Um, so I believe that she's gonna be the future and she's gonna lead it.
What is your best interview in terms of content and significance to you?
My best interview. I would say my best interview would have to be. I gotta say Steve Dangle. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I mean, this isn't probably obvious, but what's your personal favorite?
Personal favorite. All of them are my favorites. But if I had to choose, it'd probably be the Butila Carpiche interview that I had with Park to High Park. Yeah.
Who are the people here, like not just at school, but like I don't know, family members that helped you get the podcast to the state that it's in today?
Well, all of them really showed a lot of support and love. They understood what I was trying to do and what I was trying to accomplish. Um, they never gave up on me. They always believed in me. They kept encouraging me every single day. Um, They've always inspired me, and I use that inspiration, and that's how my podcasts get better and better each and every single day. I'm so grateful to them, and I'm excited to see what the next journey is like now.
In terms of, as someone who is also is studying podcasting at Humber, what do you think makes a good podcast?
Well, always start off with a good lead sentence. And I think that's something I've learned at Humber in my first 3 weeks at Humber. They've always said, in order to gain a great audience, is always opening it up with a bang, and you gotta get them on the first sentence, because that's your listeners. Even if like they're stuck in traffic, or like they're frustrated with something, you gotta give it to them. You gotta give it to the people of what they want. Um, and so like a strong lead sentence is gonna capture your audience. Don't make your intros and stuff like that too long. Keep it short, but make it into a summary of what you're trying to say in the article that you're reading, or anything that you're reading on the radio. Um, yeah, so start with a strong lead sentence and work your way up there. Um, have fun too.
What's the editing process like? Because I'm never going to be doing that.
Well, it's kind of different, compared from Lci Radio to Humber Radio, because they will make you do it at least more than 30 times. Um, Even if you did like your first take, they will not accept it, because they will tell you to revise and revise and revise and revise until they really like it, because the people at Humber are like already in the industry, so they already know what it's like, firsthand experience, right? So they teach you from the beginner step, um, and then they work your way up, um, and then they get you to the professional level, and then when they see you're ready to get out there, they'll make that decision then. But right now, like, it's more about getting into the groove of things, getting settled in at college. Um, but it's great. It's a great opportunity for me. I'm glad I chose Humber, and I'm excited to see what's next at my classes.
Um, Bit of an interesting question. Should we get Isha or Mr. Sharma, or both for that matter, to make a theme song?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that question. I probably would have to text Isa and maybe see what he wants to do about that. But I would really say I would love to hear a theme song from both of them. I think with Mr. Sharma making the chorus, um, uh, and making a song like he already did with the Lakeshore song, it's already stuck in my head still. Um, no, but I mean, it would be great to hear some collaboration with both of them.
I mean, I was also thinking should probably get you on vocals, but that's just my opinion. Last question that I've prepared. Do you have any advice for me, Drake, Tenzin, who I'm getting, and Raiden, who I'm getting, or whoever else is listening to this several thousand years in the future, of what is the main piece of advice you want us to take to heart and carry with us forward for the next 3 years?
Oh man, I like I'm not an expert or a professional at radio right now, but my advice I would give you would be, um, number one, make sure you're focused, work hard, have a positive attitude every day, ask for help when you need it, because radio can be very hard at sometimes. It can be stressful sometimes during the editing process too. Um, yeah, so make sure you're just committed to the process, committed to whatever you're doing. Um, don't take things that are negative uh, so personally, because it can be that kind of constructive criticism that could lead to a successful career. Um, and always take the opportunities that are given to you. These are once in a lifetime opportunities, and they may not come again. So try and take as much of the opportunities and take advantage of them.
Okay. Well, that's the end of the things I've prepared, but you've also given me some questions from some others. Who is this person? Aldi? Am I pronouncing that right? Okay. Aldi asks, number one, what was the hardest thing during your last year of high school?
Well, thanks Aldi for the question. By the way, if you're listening, um, the hardest thing during my last year of high school was definitely getting the work in on time. And I'm not going to say that every experience is the same and every story is the same. Every experience and every story is different. Um, because people like me, I have an IEP and I have a learning disability. And I'm the type of person that learns slow. And so it's more of following what your heart says and doing what you feel comfortable. Um, and I think that a lot of the times I do get stressed. Even my family knows that. They they do see me when I get stressed. My brother is the real help. He's always like, just do one thing at a time. Don't focus on like, don't picture like everything you have to finish at once, because that can mount the stress, and that can create more fear, more anxiety. Just calm down, take it one at a time, um, and then from there you do what you want to do and do it your best.
Well, even though you kind of answered it, well, we'll move on. You already sort of answered how did you overcome it. All right. Now we got Miss Travers' questions. What was one of your biggest accomplishments in high school?
Well, what was one of my biggest accomplishments in high school? I would say probably this was the biggest accomplishment of my high school career. Doing radio. I never thought I would go into doing radio. It was always a childhood dream of mine. Um, uh, as I was 5 or 6 years old, my parents have always showed me videos of when I was a little boy, always behind the microphone, always loved being a host, always acting like an MC or something like that. So I kind of grew up behind the microphone, and it's crazy that I'm living that dream now. And and yes, I do call it a dream because um, it's not like I'm famous or popular. It's just that I think everyone has something that they want to chase. Um, so it's very fulfilling to know that I'm doing it now and we've made it. Um, but the work isn't done yet. It has just started. So
What was a significant challenge that you overcame in high school?
a significant challenge was, oh my god, was when my mom became when she revealed that she had breast cancer. That really took a huge toll on me. Just doing work and being at school, not being there to support my mom at the toughest times, was equally as hard as putting in the work at school. And people don't understand that, and they perceive you as like, oh, like you're just a student, like you shouldn't be going through these stuff and everything like that. And they want you to do the work, and they're like, that's more important than stuff like family and stuff like that. But really, I just kind of told them that it was family always comes first, and the health of my family always comes first. Um, and just, oh my god, like just imagining that right now is even crazy. Um, Still to this day, but I'm very proud to say that she's beaten cancer. She's cancer free. I want to thank everybody who has offered their prayers, their love, and their support, and your thoughts to our family at the most difficult time. You guys really helped us get through the most difficult time in our lives. Um, so it's all thanks to you guys um, that we've pulled through.
Who were those supports that you talked about?
Oh, well, like I mentioned before, I mean, my parents are the huge supports. Um, and don't get me wrong, I do love the teachers and everyone here at Lakeshore. But it's definitely my parents, and my family. Everything's just uh, was so amazing, and just having the support, the love, and the constant belief that they have shown me every single day has always motivated me to keep getting better and better and better, stronger and stronger and stronger. And I'm just proud that we've made it. Um, so we're just now excited for the next journey at Humber. Um, as now we're a Humber family. But we'll always be a part of the Lakeshore family no matter what happens, no matter where I go. Lakeshore is always in my heart. So,
This is the last question that Mr. Travers prepared. Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
man, well, thanks, Miss Travers. Where do I see myself in 10 years? I gotta say, I don't know. I can't really answer that because right now, like, I don't want to focus on the next 10 years. I just want to focus on the present moment right now. I think that, like, you don't want to get too ahead of yourself at this moment. I mean, you're still young. You still got a ways to go. Um, but I'm definitely like just enjoying the moment right now. Nothing has sunk in yet. It's still getting even at Humber. I mean, just sitting in class, seeing all the tweets from Lakeshore and the community has really uh, hurt my heart a little bit because it's like I've been here for so long, for 4 years of my life, and having the relationships I made here were so close. It's like I didn't want to leave because of everyone's support that I've that I have felt here. I felt so loved. Um, I really didn't know what to do. But I'm just glad that Humber is my next journey. Radio is my next journey. Um, yeah, I'm super excited to just get things going and maybe make a career out of radio. So we'll see.
On the subject of you being at Humber, is the experience at all what you'd expected?
No, not at all. I mean, my first option was a child and youth worker. And that's crazy enough to say, even though I've been here doing interviews and stuff like that. Um, but like my first ever passion was always helping other people. Seeing people like Ellen DeGeneres helping out people. Um, and just now thinking about and realizing the opportunity I've gotten in Humber, um, man, it was just too hard to turn down. Um, it was just the teachers there, the faculty staff, the classmates that you're gonna be with, and that's the beauty of it is that the classmates that you're gonna be together with and make relationships with, because one day they're gonna be your bosses, and you just never know that day, but they will be. Um, but no, Humber, I've never expected to go to such a high prestigious school like that with full of talented celebrities and alumni like Sid Sixero, Dina Puglias from Breakfast Television. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, but it's okay. Still love you. Um, no, Adam Wild. The list just goes on. But I'm glad to be at Humber, and I'm glad to call myself a Humber Hawk.
Do you have anything else you want to say before we go?
Um, well, yes, I want to send a message to Lakeshore. Um, Lakeshore, thank you for making my 4 years so memorable and so special. Um, it was so hard for me to make the decision to leave. As much as I loved being here, um, I felt so loved. Again, I felt so supported. each and every single day. I felt so inspired seeing all of the youth here doing what they're doing. It was making me so proud. Um, and I had a feeling in my heart that was this is gonna be the most greatest year that LCI is gonna have because um, the future is so bright and it's gonna be bright for many years to come. But again, just a huge thank you, a heartfelt thank you to everybody. Um, you've made my life so great, um, giving me the platform to come to Humber, um, and always supporting me even during a difficult process like college, getting used to the fields. Um, it's a huge campus. I'm trying not to get lost, but no, like I have a lot of friends that I'm starting to make there. Um, everyone loves sports, music stuff there, so a lot of things to relate with. They're a fun group of people. I'm not gonna lie, and again, I'm just very thankful, and I'm glad I'm there for the next 2 years. Um, Humber, thank you for accepting me with open arms. Thank you for your warm welcome. Um, Even when my heart was hurting when leaving here. Um, but again, thank you so much. And I can't wait to see you guys at commencement October 10th, 7 p.m. Get your yearbooks ready because I will get a Sharpie and sign all of them for you guys. Um, no, but like, no jokes though. Um, I'm dead serious about that. But yeah, I mean, again, thank you to my parents. Um, and I don't want to reveal much things about something coming up, but there is a big announcement coming up soon. I am working with the admin staff on something about commencement. I'm not gonna tell you what that is just yet, but that will come probably a week before commencement. We'll see where the discussions go, but we are close on doing something here. So we gotta look out for that. Yeah. So thank you again, and till we meet again, farewell.
Well, Jigme is giving a heartfelt message. I might as well. Considering we're thanking everybody today, I'd like to thank you for, well, accepting me into this amazing experience. I thought when I first thought of clubs, I'll just do Mon and band and I'll be fine. But this, honestly, I never would have imagined I would have been surrounded by equipment that would set my family back several years, or for that matter, it's just a great person and a great mentor. So I'd like to thank you for that, and to our 33 subscribers, I look forward to producing the most heartfelt content that I can for this channel. I don't intend to do politics. I intend to do creators. I haven't decided on that yet, but I intend to do creators, artists, maybe a few musicians. That's what I intend to do, and I can't wait. Thank you, Lci Radio1, for tuning into our broadcast. I'm McCoy. I've been interviewing
Jigme Kelsang.
and that is the end of our show. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.